Hello everybody, here Renee from Spain. Has been a long time ago since I made a video, from my hobby room. I've been posting some videos from concerts I've been to, but I've been a little bit lazy. Plus it has been too warm to make any videos. But now, at the end of August, the temperature is going down a little bit, and now I can really be in this room and not sweat all the time. So I'm happy that I'm here again. I hope you will like this video. In this video, I would like to talk a little bit about the summer a little bit and about where I went with my family on holiday and the stuff I bought during that holiday. We came back yesterday from holiday. 11 or 12 days ago we left, and we first went to Cordoba. It's a beautiful city where you have a cathedral that's like it's Christian but also Arab, because the Arabs were there and they made a mosque type of thing. Also the Christians made the mosque and a cathedral, and it's like a two-in-one. It was nice to see that. And the hotel we had was just next to the Catedral de Cordoba or Mezquita, yeah. But anyway, that was very nice. And there was no record shops there, or at least not open, because we were there on a Sunday. I think it was Saturday afternoon, Sunday. But later we went to Portugal, and we went to Palmela. That's like a city with a beautiful castle too, near Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. And there I bought 2 vinyl in the record shop. I don't remember the name of that record shop. Something with evil. You put like Lisbon, evil, and then record shop, it must come up. There's quite a few CDs there. Also, yes. Oh yes, there are quite a few CDs, and I bought like 2 vinyl. I bought just 1 CD and 2 vinyl. I bought this one of McCoy, and of course McCoy, he worked very much with Gillan. When Gillan changed from the Ian Gillan band to Gillan, the solo albums, like Double Trouble, for example, and Future Shock. I think it was Future Shock, I think the name of the album was. Let me see. Yes, Future Shock from 81. He also worked on, of course, on Glory Road from Gillan, and also on the first album, from 1978. That was only released in Japan, but later in 79 it came out, with a different production, different recordings really of the songs, and different songs also a little bit, under the name of Mr. Universe. That was the first Gillan album, and he was, playing the bass on all those early Gillan albums till 1982. He also worked, of course, with Bernie Tormé. He had his another band called Mammoth in the late 80s. And yeah, this is really a good record. I really like this album a lot. And the keyboard player is quite famous too. It's Colin Towns. And he put some keyboards at like the Volumen Brutal, the album from Barón Rojo. He put keyboards on 1 song, I think it is. And also he worked with Gillan, of course. He worked a lot with Gillan, also when John McCoy was in the band. And also he worked with Samson, of course, John McCoy. It's also very important. The Survivors album from 1979, McCoy, he played the bass. And later on the 1986 album, he also plays the bass on that album. And on the Last Ever Samson album, that he actually finished when Paul Samson was already dead. And also we have here Paul Samson. Of course, he needs no introduction. And I also bought in that same record shop the third Boston album, Third Stage. Nice gatefold here. I like the first 2 more, but this is, yes, pure 80s AOR from 1986 on the MCA label. Okay, and I bought this Bryan Adams live CD. just for €5. It's all very cheap stuff, you know, but I thought I'm gonna buy this stuff. Okay, then we went to Oporto. And then in Oporto, I went to the record shop named Bunker Records. Quite a famous record shop, only only metal. A lot of black metal, death metal, vinyl, tapes and CDs. They also have a Discogs page, but not under the name of Bunker. Maybe if I don't forget it, I put it under the video, like a link to it, to the Discogs page. But he gave me some special prices, because in the record shop, they had the prices of Discogs and were quite high. But he gave me some discounts. And the stuff I bought, I really want to buy something typical Portuguese. And I bought this Tarantula, the 1987 first heavy metal album released by a band from Portugal. And this sounds quite power US metal, really. You know, like maybe League Lord and stuff like that. It's surprising, but it's very good. I like it. I mean, you have to listen to it quite a few times, because it has also progressive touches to it. Also, they remind me of the Wavel. You know, the band Wavel? I think they are from Greece. They also remind me of that. 1987. Re-release just not long ago on Larvae. But you can check it on Discogs, the first album by Tarantula. You know, and I think he sells this also on Discogs. But if you put Tarantula, and then you look at the sellers, you know, and then one of the sellers is him too. And he also, I bought the album on tape, limited, it's numbered, on white tape. He also has the black one yet. I left it sealed because I have the CD. Maybe once I open it. And this one I have to open because I didn't buy the CD of the second album. This is the second album from 1990. And this was a Kingdom of Lusitania. Got something to do with Porto. This is actually a band from Porto. You know, the second biggest city of Portugal. And I also bought this tape, the debut album by this member, Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. This is a re-release on Back on Black tape. And I bought, actually, this is the latest release by this band, and this is Morte Incandescente. And this is quite a cool black metal band. I have some other stuff by them, and I thought I'm gonna get this Vala Común. If I'm not mistaken, there's only 2 guys in this band. Yeah, I think it just has two guys doing everything. See some pictures there of the guys. 1 and 2, I think, there. See, this is the cover. The cover it's a little dark to be able to see it right, but you can see on the cover the 2 guys are there. You know, it's yeah, like very good black metal. It's of course very primitive and underground sounding, but that's the way I like my black metal, to be honest. So I was happy to be able to find something of this band there. I think they're from Portugal too. And then for €5, I finally bought this. That I never bought, but I watched it when it was released, because this is a kind of a documentary where Ozzy tells the story of Black Sabbath, Randy Rhoads story, and what happened to Randy Rhoads. And he is in his house in Los Angeles and in his house in the UK talking about all this. But I remember this tape very well because a friend of mine, he bought it. And back then they were expensive, these VHS tapes. I only paid €5 for it now. And my arm, this came out, you know, like, I don't know how you call that. My shoulder came out. So I had to walk like this, you know, for quite a long time. Because I could not go out at night. You know, this was back in, when it just came out, like in 92 or 93. And then I watched this quite a few times, you know, because it's the only thing I could do is watch VHS tapes, because I could not go out, you know, to the metal clubs. And this is what I bought in Porto. And I also went to a Fnac. A Fnac, you know, yeah, you have them also in France, Spain, and in Portugal. They sell books, they sell school stuff, and they sell TVs, but they also sell DVDs and CDs and vinyl too. You know, so I bought finally this one on CD. You know, I bought it on vinyl, you know, back then, and on tape. I also have it on tape that I bought later on. And now finally I bought, you know, this. I want to buy something there in Fnac, and then finally I bought this on CD. And of course, I really like this album. I never understood why people don't like this album. There's a lot of great songs on here. You know, I'm not gonna name them. You know the songs. Then when we actually, it was in, I don't know, in Porto, I think it was. No, in Spain, because there's Spanish tapes. No, I think. Oh, in Cordoba. Sorry, I forgot it. In Cordoba, I saw there was some rubbish bin was open, you know, and I looked in a little bit. Sometimes I do that. I look in the rubbish bins, and I found these two VHS tapes. And then a lot more tapes, but those tapes were not good. There was nothing interesting. So I just grabbed these two tapes from the garbage, you know, and they're quite clean, to be honest, you know, and it's nice, you know, I can watch them. And then we went to Santiago de Chile, sorry, Santiago de Compostela. That's a very churchy place, you know, like in the north of Spain, where all the peregrines, you know, go there, you know, they go there to that city because you have a very famous cathedral there and churches, and it's like the Vatican but outside the Vatican. And there I didn't buy nothing because it was again the weekend and everything was closed. But then after that we went to Galicia, and in Oviedo I went to this record shop, La Bomba Records. Oh yeah, still recording. As long as I thought I finished recording. And La Bomba Records. I bought there 2 CDs. I bought Stephen Pearcy from Red, Stripped. This was done live in 2006. Quite a raw recording, you know, but a lot of Red songs, a cover song by Led Zeppelin. And also they do Round and Round, but like in this very strange version. I mean, I listened to it once, but I have to get used to that version. It doesn't really sound like Round and Round. But it's still nice to own, you know, because I like to have everything what this guy ever released, because I love his voice. And then I also bought this that I didn't buy when it was released, but later I regret it, you know, a little bit. And I sold for €6 because I paid €6 for each. And I bought this album by Jane Simmons, you know, that I checked a couple years ago again, because I only heard the title track maybe. You know, there was one song, no, Weapons of Self-Destruction, I think. Yes, that was a single. And it was okay. But then years later, I checked more of it, and it was not a bad album. You know, I think it's underrated, really underrated. But now I just came back yesterday. I have to listen to this one still. But I listened to this today when we were eating with my wife and my daughter. I play this, and it was okay. Okay, there's everything I want to show in this video. You know what I've been doing this summer, and of course before the holiday, we went to Rock Imperium. And we saw Kiss, the last ever show of Kiss, you know, because, you know, they're going to split up after December. We saw Halloween, we saw Heat, we saw Chase Kane, you know, this incredible artist, you know, a really great show. We saw more things. We saw Deep Purple. And then we also went, a month later, we went to Leyendas del Rock, where we always go every year. And we saw their Exciter, you know, great speed metal show they gave. What more did we see there? Yeah, more bands are lapsus now. Let me see. Oh, Arch Enemy, Megadeth. And Megadeth this time was really good because Dave Mustaine was in a good mood and his voice was really good. So he gave a good show. And we saw quite a few bands there too. We were there for 3 days. Also in Rock Imperium, we were there for 3 days. That's why it has been a crazy summer, full of concerts, festivals. And we went, of course, to Portugal and then to north of Spain. Yesterday we drove back from Asturias, and it took us 10 hours to get back here by car. Everything was by car. It was really cool, really nice to do that with my daughter and my wife. We had a great time. And now I'm thinking about making more videos again, because now the weather is getting better. And I'm gonna shut up now because I'm talking too much. Stay metal. Thanks to everybody that subscribed to my channel and for your message under the videos. And stay metal, everybody.